Om. Om. Om.
Om Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandaddhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sanga Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam na vidussura suraganaha devaya tasmai namaha.
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 16. Earlier, in verses 12 to 15, a brief description about Bhagavad Tattva, divinity principle, Ishvara Tattva, Parameshwara Tattva, was given. Now, Bhagavan Krishna wants us to know, or he wants to describe the exact nature, the real nature of Ishvara, totally free from upadhis. When you say Ishvara, it is Brahman with the upadhi of Maya and its product. But true nature of that, and it is called Ishvara, Parameshwara, Bhagavad Tattva, you call it. But the real nature of even Ishvara, Bhagavad Tattva, is totally free from upadhis, free from all these conditionings. Actually speaking, the ultimate reality, the final divinity principle, is something which is formless, nirakara. Anything sakara with form cannot be the ultimate reality principle. But a common man is not in a position to discover the ultimate reality which is free from forms. And to help such person to begin with the same entity, Brahman, Chaitanya, pure awareness principle, pure consciousness principle, is presented through the upadhis, so that by upasanas, by adoration, he gets the ready frame of mind, and thereafterwards he is able to comprehend, to be aware of the final divinity principle, the Brahma Tattva. I told you in the past, at one time, Bhagwan Shiva happened to come to Vasishta when he was being tapas in the valleys of Himalayas. Vasishta encashes this opportunity to ask him a question as to what is the best way of adoring, worshipping, doing archana of Bhagavad Tattva. While answering, first of all, Bhagwan Shiva dismisses the concept that the ultimate divinity principle is with the form. He says, Sakaro Naiva Bhagavan. Anything which has got a form cannot be Bhagavad Tattva. It cannot be the ultimate divinity principle. Afterwards, he explains, yet Shastras do speak of this Bhagavad Tattva with form only to cater to the mumukshu at their level, so that finally they discover what the Nirakara Bhagavan. Bhagavan Krishna here adopts a method of describing the upadhi of Parameshwara Tattva. To begin with, in two categories, and then points out the Nirupadhika Swarupa is Sopadhika with upadhis. Then it describes the true nature in its Nirupadhika, free from upadhi status, as this is what it is. Let us see now what Bhagavad is going to do. By the by, you are supposed to know what is meant by upadhi in Vedanta. As far as you are concerned, and people in the world concerned, you know, after the name, degrees are mentioned. Qualification, degrees are there. They are called upadhis. Something added. Upadhi. After marriage also they say upadhi. Husband or wife upadhi. Something adjunct, something. But in Vedanta, when you say upadhi, is that entity which appears to bring a change in the thing without intrinsic change in it. Think of it. An entity which appears to bring a seeming change in a thing without real change in it. It is called upadhi. Red hibiscus flower in the presence of prism makes the prism appear red without actually becoming red. Separate the flower from the prism is colorless. Keep near it, it appears red. The red hibiscus flower has brought a seeming change of red color in the prism, which even when it appears as red, it is colorless in reality. But appearance red is what it is. So also, in our case, we are Paramananda Swarupa, free from least sorrow. But this statement appears to be a farce as far as what we experience 24/7, is it not? This is the handiwork of avidya, ignorance of oneself, or maya. We don't know even such a thing has happened. Bhagavan Krishna has to take a birth and now teach us in Bhagavad Gita. It is there, safe in the Upanishad. Difficult. Bhagavan has to come and tell us. We have to make best use of it, so that Bhagavan also will have satisfaction that my taking the trouble of taking a birth and facing all odds from the very birth itself has really been rewarded. He also wants satisfaction, but we have to give that satisfaction to him by discovering what our Swarupa is. So, Upadhi, really speaking, there is no parallel word in the English, just to translate. But they say adjunct or conditionings. We are seeing the Prastavana Bhasya in this respect. Read from Bhagavad, beginning Bhagavata.
भगवतः ईश्वरस्य नारायणाख्यस्य विभूति संक्षेपः उक्तः विशिष्ट उपाधिकृतः यदादित्यगतं तेज इत्यादिना अथ अधुना तस्यैव क्षराक्षरोपाधि प्रविभक्ततया निरूपाधिकस्य केवलस्य स्वरूप निर्दिधारयिषयोत्तर श्लोकाः आरभ्यन्ते.
Up to here we have seen, now continue.
तत्र सर्वम् एव अतीतानागत अध्यायार्थजातं त्रिधा राशीकृत्य आह द्वाविमौ इति.
Atitanagatantaraadhyayarthajat. Big phrase it is. Atitanagatantaraadhyayarthajat. Tatra. There means where? Uttara Shlokeshu. In the verses that are going to come. Why? Because earlier, Yadaditya Gacham Teja, etc., from 12 to 15, this is what told, was mentioned by Bhasya. Therefore, Tatra, now remaining verses of chapter 15. Tatra, Sarvameva Arthajatam. The entire meaning means topic of Bhagavad Gita. Sarvam. What is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita? This is what it is. This is Sarvameva, entirely. Atita, already taught so far. Anagata, that is going to be taught hereafter. The entire teaching, past, and the one remaining now, when it is going to come, is in the teaching of entire Bhagavad Gita. Anagata means yet to come, subsequent one. Anagatantaradhyaya. In this text that is going to come now hereafter, Sarvam eva artha jatam. Entire subject matter of that. Tridha rashi kritya. So having categorized in 3 divisions. What are these 3 divisions? Shara Upadhi, Akshara Upadhi, and Paramatma. Described here as Shara Purusha, Akshara Purusha, and Purushottam. These are the phrases used here. So therefore, Tridha Rashi Kritya means piling up them, keeping together, means with this division. Rashi Kritya, Aha. Bhagavad is describing what he says. Dvavimau iti. Verse is introduced. Read the verse.
द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते
Loke Sharaha Cha Aksharaha Eva Cha Iti. Imau Dvau Purushau and Iti Uchchete. Iti Uchchete. Sarvani Bhutani Sharaha and Iti Uchchante. Sarvani Bhutani Sharaha Iti Uchchante. Kutasthaha Aksharaha and Iti Uchchate. Kutasthaha Aksharaha and Iti Uchchate. Loke means in this samsara, wherein sukha dukkha bhogas are there. In this samsara, wherein experiences of joys and sorrows are there. Loke Sharaha cha aksharaha eva cha iti. 2 Purushas. Now here Purusha means functionaries, agents, categories. Or it can be Purusha Bhogya, to be experienced by the Jiva, so-called Purusha. Loke, remember, Purusha word is used for Atma, Paramatma. Purusha Sukta. So therefore, here it doesn't mean that Purusha. That's why I say, Dvau Purusha. Dual. Imau Dvau Purusha. Atma as Purusha is one, non-dual. It says 2 means not that Purusha, the category. And what are they? Ksharaha cha akshara. Kshara means destructible. Akshara means indestructible. But here we have to take this way. Kshara means repeatedly destructible. Akshara indestructible is relatively indestructible until Brahma Jnana is gained. Till Brahma Jnana is gained, it doesn't get destroyed. Indestructible. Whereas the other one is repeatedly gets destroyed. This distinction must be clear because as a student of Vedanta, you are always familiar with Akshara means Brahman. This is the mistake I had committed when I studied much before joining the ashram. I did study Bhagavad Gita with Bhasya. No, at that time I didn't read Bhasya. I did go through it, but I could not make much out of this. These stanzas, 16, 17, 18, they're always a question mark. Because from whatever I read, Aksharam is Brahma. How Bhagavan can speak of something above Aksharam Purusha, above Brahman? So it should be understood properly. Here Akshara means not Brahma, Akshara Purusha. It means Maya Upadhi, Prakriti, which doesn't get destroyed repeatedly like the Jagat, which get destroyed in the sleep and in every pralaya. Whereas Maya Brahma, Maya Prakriti can destroy it in only Brahma Jnana. Till then it is indestructible. It is indestructible. That is the Akshara told, relative. So Tridhara Evacha iti. Now, what are those things? Sarvani Bhutani Ksharaha iti Uchyan. All that is born, animate, inanimate, living beings, inert entities. All what? Ksharaha. Destructible, because moment by moment they go on destroying, getting destroyed. There's always change, though the flux is such that it appears as though permanent or the same, stationary. No. Even our body, our anatomy, every movement by movement, cells are going, earlier cells are going destroyed, new are coming. But our body appears as one and the whole entity intact. Like river. When you see the river, it's the same river. It's not so. The point where you are seeing and saying same river, the water that you saw now, with a minute it has gone elsewhere. But new water comes and gives the appearance of the same semblance. So like our body, changing. Kshara Sarvani Bhutani. Panchamahabhutas, 5 elements. Elementals born of Panchamahabhutas, Bhutakarya, bodies, etc. And the individual entity, Jiva. Living beings. Kutastaha Aksharaha iti uchi. The one who abides in this Kuta. Kuta here is Maya. Or it can be, Kuta can be Rashi, heap. In this heap of Kshara Purusha, the one who abides is Akshara Purusha. One who is all the time same, relatively, is Akshara. Maya Upadhi, Prakriti, Uchyate. Let us see the Bhasya now. Dvavimau Prithak Rashi Kritau.
द्वाविमौ पृथग्राशीकृतौ पुरुषौ इति उच्येते लोके संसारे.
Imau Dvav. These two. By this Prithak Rashi Kritau. Prithak separately. Rashi Kritau. Divided. Categorized. Divisions being made. Who are they? Purusha. Two Purushas. Because they are the Upadhi of ultimate Purusha, Atma, Brahma. Therefore, they are called Purushas. That's why duality comes. Ultimate Purusha is one and the same Chaitanya Atma, Brahma. Here two means Upadhis are secondarily called as Purusha. Purusha iti uchyate are told or described. Where loke samsare. In the world, the samsara. What are they? Let us see. Continue.
क्षरश्च क्षरति इति क्षरः विनाशी एकः राशिः अपरः पुरुषः अक्षरः तद्विपरीतः भगवतः मायाशक्तिः क्षराख्यस्य पुरुषस्य उत्पत्ति बीज नामेक संसार जंतु काम कर्मादि संस्काराश्रयः अक्षरः पुरुषः उच्यते.
Sharahacha. Sharascha from verse. Why it is called Shara? Etymological derivation given. Sharati iti kshara. Sharati means nashati. Sharati, nashati. The one who gets destroyed. Iti kshara is called as what? Kshara. Means vinashi. The one who is destructible, undergoing repeated destruction. Vinashi. This is ekarashi. One division among the two types of upadhis of Paramatma Tattva, Atma Tattva, Brahma Tattva. The one variety is destructible entity. Now, Aparaha, Purusha. There is one Purusha. Why Purusha? Upadhi of actual Purusha, Atma. Aparaha, the second division, because those two were told. Aksharaha. Akshara, tad viparita. Having contrary nature to the earlier Kshara Purusha. Viparita means what? Avinashi. Earlier Vinashi, its contrary is Avinashi, not destructible. We have to take that relatively not destructible. Not destructible until the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana is gained. What is it? It is Bhagavataha Maya Shakti. It is Bhagavataha Maya Shakti. Bhagavataha. of Bhagavan, because Brahma cannot have the status of Ishvara, Bhagavan, one who creates the Jagat, sustains the Jagat, destroys the Jagat, that of that Bhagavata. Brahma cannot do, some power must be there. What is that? Maya Shakti. Shakti in the form of power. Shakti, power in the form of Maya. That creative power. For example, you are seeing a snake in the place of rope. Some power has worked. What is the power? Power of ignorance of the rope. See, it gives rise to a notion that it is a snake. Snake is next to impossible, but it has made it possible, at least for appearance, not reality. So therefore, Maya Shakti, and which is Sharakhyasya Purushasya Utpatti Bijam. Bija, the cause of the birth of Kshara-Purusha. Bhagavan is going to tell exactly what is Kshara, who is Kshara-Purusha, what is Akshara-Purusha. Before that, this is the introduction made by Shankara. So that is Ksharakyasya Purushasya Utpatti Bijam. And do you know what type of bija it is? Means the seed, the cause of the entity Kshara-Purusha, all beings. Aneka Samsari Jantunam Shashtita Purusha Kama Karmadi Samskarashraya Akshara Purusha. This Akshara Purusha is Samskarashraya. Samskarashraya is the resort, receptacle of samskaras, impressions. Who of all and jivas in the living being in the creation? Aneka, endless. Aneka can mean two or endless. No eka, aneka, not one. It can have any length of the word, numerals. Aneka samsarika jantu. What is samsarika jantu? Jantu creatures, living beings, which are caught up in this ocean of samsara, which are caught up in the repeated cycle of janma marana. If we don't get the Atma-jnana, we are there being whirled in this punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare shayanam. Transmigration, punarjanma, is inevitable. So, aneka samsarika, that Shashtita is there. Jantunam kama karmadi samsara samskarashvaya. Of all these living beings, Jantunam, the receptacle of samskaras which give rise to kama, karma, adi. Kama, desire, karma, action, adi for jnana, knowledge. Because karma is based on knowledge. What knowledge, what we are aware of. So all these. Ashraya, aksharaha, purusha, uchyate. It's called as akshara purusha. At individual level, we can say body goes on repeatedly being destroyed. Earlier body is no more. This body gone, new has come. That will go, still new will come. But the locus of jiva in terms of antakarana with specific samskaras continues. That is what relatively permanent until the knowledge is gained. Samskara ashraya, and that it is called what? Aksharaha Purushaha Uchyati. Akshara Purusha. Bhagwan has only listed these two. Bhasyakara has pointed out what they are to some extent. But now Bhagwan himself is pointing out what they are. Read, continue, Kautau.
कौतौ पुरुषौ इत्याह स्वयमेव भगवान् अक्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि समस्तं विकारजातम् इत्यर्थः.
Kautau Purushau. Tau Purushau Kau. Who are these two Purushas? If inquired into. Iti aha. If that is the question, Bhagavan replies. So how Swayameva Bhagavan? Even before Arjuna's asking, Bhagavan on his own part, he is giving the answer, anticipating the answer in his mind. Bhagavan, what he said, Sharaha Sarvani Bhutani Samastam Vikarajatam Ityartha. What is Kshara? Is Sarvani Bhutani. All bhutas, both elements and beings. Therefore, Bhashyakara explains as Samasta Vikara Jatam. All that is born of Vikara, change. So both animate and inanimate. Ityartha. Then Akshara is said to be Kutastha. What is meant by Kutastha? Let us see. Continue.
कूटस्थः कूटः राशिः इव स्थितः अथवा कूटः माया वंचना जिह्मता कुटिलता इति पर्यायाः.
Athava. One meaning Kuta is what? Kuta means Rashi. He people. Means this creation appears as if unassailable. You can't do anything without that. We are stuck up with that. We are stuck up with the physical body. So long as conducive, you are happy. If not conducive, you go on start blaming everyone, including Bhagavan. So like this, we have come in this world, specific parentage, etc. Specific partner in life, etc. As if programmed as it were. We are stuck up. So therefore, the unassailable heap, it is in front of us. One meaning of Kuta. Other meaning of Kuta is being given. Continue. Athava.
अथवा कूटः माया वंचना जिह्मता कुटिलता इति पर्यायाः.
Or Kuta means Maya. Here Maya means magic. You know magic? Magics are of two different types. One is hand trick. Other, the magician, by the help of some spell, Mani Mantra Aushad, produced by a stone, mantra, or herb. So he casts a spell and makes you see or believe what truly is not there. It is called as what? Maya, magic. Vanchana. Vanchana is trickery, deception. In Sanskrit it is called as prataranam. Prataranam. So deceitfulness. Jimmata. Jimmata is the kapata swabhava, fraudulent nature, making frauds. Then Kutilata. Kutilata is Kautilya, or what is called as crookedness, or being dishonest. Crookedness, or what is called as dishonestness. Iti paryaya. Synonyms: deceit, deception, trickeries, crookedness, then dishonestness, and fraudulent nature. So these are the synonyms of what? One and the same Kuta. So therefore, this Upadhi is in the form of all such deceitful nature. Paryayaha aneka mayadi prakarena sitaha kutas. So aneka mayadi prakar. Aneka different type of maya adi, the list is again adi form. Vanchana, etc. Vanchana, Jimmata, Kutilra. In this form, Sthitaha, Kutastaha. Second Upadhi, or Kutastha, Akshara Purusha, is in the form of all these varieties of deceitful things. Why it is called Akshara? Bhashyakara gives the reason. Continue. Samsara Bijananta.
अनेक मायादि प्रकारेण स्थितः कूटस्थः संसार बीजानन्त्यान् न क्षरति इति अक्षरः उच्यते.
We have seen Aneka Mayad Prakara Siddha Kutastha. Samsara Bijanantya. Samsara Bijanam Anantya. Because of the endless nature of the causes of samsara. Why? Endless. Without Brahma Jnana, they cannot get destroyed. That's why it is called Naksharati. Doesn't get destroyed. iti aksharaha ujjate. All these causes are said as what? Relatively indestructible until Brahmajnana is gained. Aksharaha iti ujjate. Now comes the third variety of Purusha. Read Prastavana Bhasya of next verse, Abhyam.
आभ्याम क्षराक्षराभ्याम विलक्षणः क्षराक्षरोपाधि द्वय दोषेण अस्पृष्टः नित्य शुद्ध बुद्ध मुक्त स्वभावः उत्तमः उत्कृष्टतमः पुरुषः तु अन्त्यः अत्यंत विलक्षणः आभ्याम परमात्मा इति.
No, wait.
उत्तमः
We have to stop at Swabhava.
स्वभावः.
Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Subhava. That is, up to that is introductory bhasha for the verse that is going to come now, 17. Abhyam. From these two, what are they? Namely, Ksharaksharaabhyam. Distinct from Kshara Upadhi, Kshara Purusha, Akshara Upadhi, Akshara Purusha, Bhyam, Vilakshana, one that is distinct, different, and therefore, because it is distinct from Kshara Upadhi, destructive Upadhi, Akshara Upadhi, relatively indestructible Upadhi, and therefore it is Ksharaksharopadhi Dvaya Doshena Asprishta. Asprishta, not in contact with, totally aloof from all the doshas, all the defects of Ksharopadhi and Aksharopadhi. Because it is distinct from them. And therefore, because it is distinct from the features of Ksharopadhi, Aksharopadhi, because entire samsara is compressed in Ksharopadhi and Aksharopadhi. It is a product of Ksharopadhi and Aksharopadhi. Now this third Purusha, going to be told, is distinct from them and therefore totally distinct from their features. And that being the case, its Sarupa is Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhava. Its nature is Nitya Shuddha Swabhava. Always a nature totally free from Upadhi Ashuddhata. Nitya Buddha Swabhava. Always the knowledge principle. Impervious of other things. Even due to ignorance, samsara continues. This is as it is. So, Nitya Buddha Swabhava. Always knowledge principle, uncontaminated by all these Maya Upadhis. Nitya Mukta Swabhava. Always the Moksha Sarupa. Always the Moksha Swarupa. So that is the third Purusha, which is described in the verse 17. Read 17.
उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः.
Two contrast with the Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha. Anyaha, the third one, distinct from these two, is who? Uttamaha Purusha. He is Uttama Purusha. Now here, Purusha is because of Purnatva, which is without any limitations, without any lack, without any want, Paripurna Paramananda Swarup. And also, Puri Dehe Shayana, one who abides in the Puri Deha. They also is called a city, Pura, the one who abides the city of this body. So that is what Purusha. Anyaha, distinct from the earlier two Kshara and Akshara categories. And he is described in the Shastras as Paramatma. He is called the most exalted Atma. You say most exalted Atma shows there are more than one Atma. And you speak of non-dual Advaya Atma. How is it possible? That is because of Upadi Veda. In life, universally, the mistake is committed by taking the different layers, as it were, not actually layers, different aspects of our personality as Atma. Commonly known, physical body is called as Atma. I. Atma means I. Physical body, or what is called as Annamaya Kosha, is called as. Then vital as. This is from this Taittiriya Upanishad. Vital as pranas are taken as I. Manomaya Kosha, mental sheath is taken as I. Mistaken, but universally. Vijnanamaya Kosha, intellectual sheath is taken as I. Anandamaya Kosha, the very basis of all these three. Brahma Pucham Pratishtha, whose basis is Brahma. That state wherein we abide exclusively in the deep sleep state. That is what is called Anandamaya Kosha. Its basis is Paramananda Brahma Swarup. Now these are called universally as secondary I, not totally I. Mistaken I. From their standpoint, Paramatma, the one who is independent of them, not dependent on any of these five. So therefore it says Paramatma iti udahudha with respect to Panchakoshas. Avyayaha, Ishvaraha. And he is who? Ishvara. What is nature? Avyaya, not decaying, non-changing, all the time same. Avyayaha, Avyayaha. Lokatrayam Avishya. Having entered the entire loka. Bhu, Bhuva, Swa. Bhu here stands for not only earth, earth and all the patalas below. Bhuvaha, intervening space, antariksha. Swaha, all heavens up to Satyaloka, Brahmaloka. Avish, having entered. Vibharti, it sustains them, holds them intact. So that is what is ruled. Uttamaha Purusha. Kshara Purusha, Akshara Purusha, Purushot, and he is Uttama Purusha will be described further. So this Uttama Purusha is called in the Shastra, described Shastras as Purushottama. Before that, we'll see the Bhasya of this. Uttamaha,
उत्तमः उत्कृष्टतमः पुरुषः तु अन्यः अत्यंत विलक्षणः आभ्यां परमात्मा इति च परमश्चासौ देहादि अविद्याकृतात्मभ्यः आत्मा च सर्वभूतानां प्रत्यक्चेतनः इत्यतः परमात्मा इति उदाहृतः उक्तः वेदान्तेषु.
a big sentence, we'll see next time. Om.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.